Hey, I'm Jesse. Let's have a devotion. We're in Luke chapter 18, and we're continuing from where we left off yesterday. Yesterday, we see the parable about the self-righteous Pharisee who's praying in a big show, thanking God that he's better than everybody else, and then the tax collector who just stands at a distance, can't raise his eyes up, beats himself on the chest, and in broken contrition says, God, have mercy on a sinner like me. This flows directly into an adorable little incident. Luke 18, verse 15. People were bringing infants to him so that he might touch them. But when the disciples saw it, they rebuked them. So the disciples may have mistakenly thought, oh, Jesus doesn't have time for this business. But people keep bringing their babies to Jesus. And it's not clear what they want. They just want Jesus to bless them. And they just want to know that their child has been literally touched by God. The disciples are rebuking them, and then Jesus, however, invited them. Let the little children come to me and don't stop them, because the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. Truly, I tell you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it. If I can sort of bridge the gap between the teaching about that authentic prayer of broken contrition from a heart that is just begging God for mercy, and that heart that goes home justified before God, there's nothing sweeter than when one of your children has disobeyed, snuck something downstairs into his room, and is busted, and then just like the tears flow and they just give it back to you because they feel so bad. I look at that, I'm like, that right there, that's the heart. That's the heart that enters the kingdom of heaven right there. That's the broken contrition. God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And that's the teaching that comes right on the heels of the teaching about the Pharisee and the tax collector. Jesus invited them, let the little children come to me, and don't stop them, because the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. It's an incredible moment, and it also gives us further hope. It's not definitive textual proof of infant salvation, but it absolutely gives us hope, and hope is not an insignificant thing. The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God, belongs to such as these. Truly, I tell you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it. Because children are unpretentious, and they are a lot of times just honest. They are sweet. And I'm in favor of asking God to make us a little bit more like children. This is funny because it's kind of made its way back into pop psychology. If I tune into various podcasts, I was asked about this once too. The podcast that I listen to like every day is the Briefing by Dr. Al Mohler. He's the president of a seminary that I attended, and I trust his biblical insight on a daily analysis of news and events from a Christian worldview. But as I tune into other things as well, just to try to put my finger on the pulse of the cultural zeitgeist, and I do hear pop psychologists talking more about this, the idea that we want to get back to our childhood joy as adults. And I think that they're vaguely on to something here, that we as Christians likewise need to come back to our roots as little children, just being placed in the lap of Jesus. And there's no pretense and there's no pride. There's just gratitude and awe and love and affection for him. The kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. God, make us more like these, because we can go through tough stuff. We can go through financial hardships. We can go through divorce, and we can go through the loss of a job, and we can go through interpersonal conflict and betrayal. And we can go through all sorts of stuff that can harden our hearts and make us less like children. And this is a beautiful prayer of contrition, to ask God to make you more like one of these babies in his lap. Truly, I tell you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it. God, would you make us more like these little children? Remove pretense. Fill us once more with admiration and affection for you, O God. Draw us to yourself. Let me just sit in the lap of God like a child once more.